There. I'm so not used to looking at that tiny pinhole. I can't wait to film on a proper camera again. No, I can't. I mean, this filming on a tablet, I mean, okay, the picture quality's quite good. No, it is. The picture quality's good, apart from the variation in light on the white balance.
We're going to get a lot of that today.
What's
with that bloody yellow thing you've got on. Is it green or is it yellow?
I think it's green. I think it's a neon green. I love it. Neon's the colour of the season.
Well, neon isn't actually a colour, is it?
What?
Well, neon isn't a colour.
Well, neon colours are the colours of the season.
There we are.
There we are.
It's all about clarity.
It's all about splitting hairs with you, isn't it?
As we say, I've got plenty of those.
Anyway, let's move on. Welcome, bloody welcome to our show,
Sunday Chat!
It's Saturday, but it's Sunday for you, as usual. We've got into that routine now, which is good. But anyway, we talked about that before. Let's not go over old ground and get boring.
No.
Otherwise, hundreds of people will switch off and give us thumbs down. We had a record thumbs down, didn't we, for last week's Sunday Chat?
We did.
I think I know why.
I know why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Very, very sad.
Hey ho.
Yes. Anyway, do we care? No, we
No.
don't. So, what's on the agenda? What's on the menu for this week's Sunday? We should call it Someday Chat. now.
Sunday Chat!
Someday. It's someday in 2020.
If we call it Sunday Chat, we can do that during the week as well.
Yeah, we could do it anytime.
We could do it every day.
Well, I mean...
Couldn't we? We could
No.
do it every day.
No.
Would you like Sunday Chat every day? No, I don't think we cope with that, wouldn't we? There.
Don't even bother answering that question because the answer's an emphatic no. Anyway, let's look at this week's menu.
Why are you calling it a menu?
I think it's glamorous.
Oh right. Okay.
Menu.
Somebody this week used the word agenda.
Nice. That's nice with the purple.
And I had no idea what they were talking about.
Agenda.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Somebody I was speaking to earlier in the week said, well, we need to make sure we have an agenda.
What?
And I went, what do you mean? And they meant agenda.
Well, I gathered that.
It took me a while. Agenda. Aganda. Now, yeah. Aganda, as in
Well,
a
it's two
look.
words.
Well, is aganda? Yeah, aganda.
Let's
is
have
two
a gander.
words. Yeah, let's have a gander. Yeah.
It's not one word. It's not like Uganda.
No. Or me gander.
No, the place. Uganda.
But me gander's a name.
Miganda.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think it might be. Yeah.
Anything.
I just realised.
Anything can be a name. Anything can be a name
Anything.
these days. People are calling their children Apple and Orange and
Buttress.
Sunrise.
Buttress.
I've never heard that one.
Well, somebody may have called their child Buttress. Yeah. Or batter. Wouldn't that be a...
Batter?
Yeah, as
What?
in like Yorkshire pudding batter. Or butter. Butter. There's another one.
Margarine?
Margarine.
It's a bit like
And
Marjorie.
They can be called Marge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flora?
Can you imagine if
That is the name.
what's it to the manor born was Margarine Forbes Hamilton?
Margarine.
Margarine Forbes Hamilton. What's
Except
her
it
name?
wasn't.
Oh no,
Margarine.
it wasn't.
It was Audrey.
That was the other one. Marjorie was the other one.
Marjorie Frobisher.
Frobisher. Margarine Frobisher. Actually, I prefer Margarine Forbes Hamilton.
Oh, God, I prefer if we just moved on. Yeah.
So what is on our menu?
The menu
today,
this
Richard?
week is all about getting out and about again, we hired a zip car. A zip car. Now, the principle behind zip car is you join the car club.
Yay!
And you basically grab the nearest car.
What? Just any car on the street?
No, the nearest car club car.
The nearest zip car.
Zip car club.
Club.
Clack, clack, clack.
Yeah.
The nearest zip car club car.
You have to go onto the app.
That tells you where it is.
Then you book a time slot. You see what's available and you book a time slot.
And the nearest one's just around the corner. Just around the corner.
Yeah.
Which is very convenient. So we walked down to the car park place.
Club.
And there was the car. We tried to open it using the little card. You press a card against the windscreen. Beep, and it wouldn't open.
Well, it did.
Well, it didn't.
But then it locked itself immediately.
Yeah. We were like, oh my God, it's locked us out. What are we going to do?
It's not going to work. That's how I was.
We should have started the video with that, shouldn't we, really? It's not going to work.
Oh, not going to work.
The car club didn't work. Yeah, but we waited till... What's that?
Oh, but there's a notification.
Oh, those notifications, Paul, they're really annoying me. You don't get that with my camera.
No, I don't like
My
those
poor
either.
camera.
I normally put it onto airplane mode.
Yeah, but you
don't
forgot.
get the- I forgot.
If it starts making R2-D2 noises
I
soon, then
forgot.
I'll be very, very annoyed. So the car was there. We opened it.
But how did we open it?
We opened it with the card. But it only opened when our time came.
Yeah.
Which was 10 o'clock.
It said another user has the hire of this vehicle.
Well, there wasn't. There was nobody there.
At 10:59 because we hired 9:59 because we hired it from 10, and then as the digital clock span around at 10 o'clock, we pressed the thing and it went and it opened magically.
And then there's a key locked into the dashboard glove compartment. You access the key and off you go. You've got an hour and a half. What happens if you run out of time? Do they overcharge you?
Yes, there's
the car doesn't just stop wherever it is, does it?
No. If you're going along the motorway, it just stops. No,
that would be safe.
You have to call them, but on the day that we hired it had to be. There was an hour and a half available because the rest of the day before and after was already booked. So we had to get it back by 11:30.
But isn't it useful? It's because it worked out. We needed to go to our local DIY store, which used to be at the end of our road.
Yeah.
But they've knocked it down and they're building houses.
Yeah, 4 billion houses they're building up there.
Our nearest DIY store, Wix, that's Wix DIY. This is not a paid promotion.
No, but if they want to give us money...
Yeah.
I've got another hair. Look.
Oh, Paul, stop it! Stop plucking hairs off your body. It's disgusting. Anyway.
Wix.
Yeah, Wix. So it's a drive away. So actually the cost of this zip car hire was less than taking a taxi to our local DIY store to get some paint and painting and decorating accessories, which is what we needed because I'm just about to start some decorating projects in the house. I know, it's exciting.
Do you want my help?
No. Right. Well, I might need your help with a couple of things.
Like what?
The kitchen.
Doing what in the kitchen?
Painting.
Painting?
Yeah, because the kitchen is actually a very, very small area to paint.
Am I allowed to paint?
You painted the kitchen with me last time.
Yeah, but you shouted at me last time.
I always shout at you, Paul. After 28 years, I think you're used to that. You're used to a little bit of shouting.
What had I done? That sticky stuff at the back of the work surface, and the
masking tape.
Masking tape, that's it. And what had I done?
You put it on incorrectly and ended up painting a whole line of white paint along our beautiful oak cupboards.
That's right.
That then had to be removed.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a sort of design feature.
No, it just looked awful. So, but that's fine. I'm a shouty person.
Are you?
I have a Latin temperament, so I get very fiery very quickly, and then it's gone within a minute. Isn't it?
Yeah, and then I sulk all day.
Oh, you don't. Don't start, Paul. Don't start playing the pity party. Oh, poor Paul.
No, Richard's sort of like, right, should we have a coffee? And I'm,
oh, you're not.
I can't go on.
Oh, you're not. You so aren't, Paul.
No, not really.
It's not. No. Don't go there. People will think I'm some kind of horrible Joan Crawford type bully. Although I do insist on wooden hangers.
Yes.
Only.
Yes. Yeah.
No wire hangers in this house.
Got a notification from someone.
It's very distracting, all these things popping up. I don't like things randomly popping up. I like to be prepared if something's going to hit me in the face.
Yeah, he does. After 28 years, I can assure you of that. Yeah.
Anyway, so we went out to
Wix.
the DIY store Wix, and yet again were confronted with a wave of people shopping without masks and without bothering to keep 2 meters apart.
Yeah, and
before anybody says it's 1.5 meters now.
Well, it's not. It's 1 meter plus.
1 meter. I don't give a damn. As far as I'm concerned, I stay as far away as possible from everybody, including you.
He does, yeah. Especially if I've come back from a...
Why do you think we've got a super king-size bed?
Oh.
So we can sleep at distance.
Yeah, but we've been through that, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah. It's quite nice, and it's the mattress as
Anyway,
well.
so we picked up some paint, some plain white paint, some sanding paper, some filler.
Yeah, and what were you like with this? There is a sanding paper!
What is that?
That's what you were saying when you couldn't find the sanding paper. We went halfway down the shop. I didn't know what he was looking for. And then, where's the sanding paper? And actually, it was right back by the paint, wasn't
Well,
it?
I was slightly distracted by that half-naked builder that had just walked past. So, you know.
Was there one?
Didn't you see him?
I didn't see him, no. I did see the guy who was picking his nose with his pencil. Did you see that? Yeah. And I was just hoping that it had a rubber on the end, because I think you could damage your nostril by doing that. But it was quite odd. He was standing there with his notebook, looking at the shelves. He had his pencil up his nose and he was sort of doing that. Very bizarre. That was in the plumbing section.
Anyway, so I'm all prepared. I did some preparation yesterday, some sanding, some scraping, some filling, and I've got...
And vacuuming.
Vacuuming. So I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 areas to paint, in actual fact.
Right, so that's...
The landing. The stairwell.
Middle
room. The kitchen. And the utility room. That's it.
And what about the radiators? Are we going to paint those?
The radiators take a different type of paint, Paul, and I have that paint in stock.
But we didn't use other paint when we were at our little flat, did we? We used some emulsion on that.
No. I've always used satin wood. I don't use gloss.
Didn't we
I think
paint
gloss
it
is
purple?
270s.
With emulsion?
In satin wood.
Oh. What's satin wood?
Satin wood, well, that's painted in satin wood, the radiator cover. It's like a soft sheen. I use satin wood or eggshell. Gloss is... hate gloss.
Should I be keeping eggshells then?
Oh, Paul, don't go down that route of trying to be clever and funny.
I was all about saving
Just doesn't
money.
work. It's an eggshell finish, Paul. Don't be ridiculous. It doesn't contain eggshells. God. Really?
Beyond me.
It's an eggshell finish.
What's that mean?
Right. Look at an eggshell. Is it gloss paint? No, it's not.
No, it's sort of dull.
Yeah, that's right. It's a very soft sheen to it, eggshell finish.
Why don't they call it soft sheen paint?
Well, they do, but it's eggshell.
All right. Well, you learn something every day, don't you?
Well, you should have learned that about 20 years ago.
I thought eggshell, they're sort of slightly bobbly, aren't they? They're like that program we watched, Pluto. They've got those little sort of slightly bobbly. Is it like that?
No, it's... Oh, God. No,
it's not.
it doesn't refer to the texture. It refers to the sheen or lack of, thereof, therefore.
Next! So when are you going to do the painting?
And I'm going to start today.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start the cutting in today. I'm taking my time. What's the rush? There's no rush.
No, there's no rush.
We just want to make sure that all those jobs around the house, around the house, are done when the time comes to sell and move on.
What's cutting in?
It's doing the edges. So you do a strip by all the edges, a strip of paint. So when you come to fill in the walls, you don't have your roller going right up to the cornice or the skirting board or the door frames. So you do around all the door frames, along the skirts, below the cornices.
You don't put that tape up.
I don't need masking tape, Paul. I'm an experienced painter. I don't use masking tape. I can cut in a lovely straight line. Look at those straight lines. I didn't use masking tape for those.
Well, it's a Victorian wall, so it's all a bit wobbly.
Well, everything's wobbly in this house. There. So the weather. Our usual. I'm going to get my coffee. I've got coffee this morning.
Coffee? That's like Brian says, isn't it?
I don't know. Have I heard him say coffee?
Yeah, I think so.
Lovely. Love that accent.
What's it? New Jersey. New Jersey. Is that right?
I don't know, Paul.
New Jersey accent. No, that's accent. What's that?
South African.
That's South African.
Sorry, we do apologise to viewers in South Africa and New Jersey.
In fact, everyone, we apologise.
Just apologise.
Oh, I've got 2 bags.
You put 2 bags in?
I've put 2 bags in.
Oh, Paul, you're clearly losing it. Lovely. Extra strong herbal tea. What flavour's yours?
Wow. It's red berry.
Lovely.
Or ruby berry.
Mine's instant coffee with a sugar.
Morrison's
Black.
instant coffee.
I just feel in need of a boost, a caffeine boost this morning. I have to confess, I've not felt great this week. I haven't. I felt really, really ultra flat, unmotivated, demotivated, not motivated, and
Uninflated.
deflated.
Deflated.
Uninflated.
Yeah.
Deflated. Lacking in energy. Just lacking. Lackluster.
Yeah.
Total lackluster.
Is that the
in
sort of
so many ways.
Is that the going back to work thing after a week off?
What?
We had a week off last week, didn't you?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, the week off was really great. Just I was feeling flat anyway.
Maybe it's a lack of Golden Girls.
I think it's just a flat time. Summer hasn't started.
No.
The house hasn't warmed up. I was feeling really cold. Just not good, really. Anyway, weather. Talking about weather, it's grey. It's very grey. It was warm yesterday.
Yeah.
A little bit humid.
Oh, yesterday morning was particularly humid. I said to Richard, I'm not sure it's whether I've been watering whether it was because I'd been watering the tomatoes, but actually I remember walking down to the plot and thinking how humid it was yesterday.
Yeah. So that's, I don't think, I think summer was what we had in May.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
current, grey, it's due to rain today, apparently. Fingers crossed, because that would be good.
Yeah, I think it would be good, yes.
Paul, you said you wanted to talk about your pond. Do you
Oh,
not want to
yes.
leave that until your plot tour this week?
No, I don't want to talk about the pond. What I want to say is it's really nice. There's a number of people on Planet Vegetaria who are now thinking about watering their garden from
That's Planet Vegetaria, a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual.
It's really nice that people on Planet Vegetaria are looking at the water in their garden and sort of thinking where else they could put ponds, including washing up bowl ponds, which a few people were a bit smirky at me at first about putting in that washing up bowl pond. Yeah, including Richard, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. And if you're watching our week at the plot, you'll see another surprising area of water that had something in it when I upload that on Monday.
So, I mean, the thing is, in all seriousness, if that washing up bowl wasn't sunk into the ground as a pond and not being used for anything else, it would probably go into landfill.
Yeah.
So why not use things like that?
Absolutely.
Why not use? It's a long-term plastic, long-term use plastic. It's designed for being in water.
Yeah.
So it's not going to degrade very quickly.
No.
Unlike some pond liners that do, don't they?
Oh yeah, some of the cheaper pond liners
They break
really
apart.
do not. Yeah.
So, I think it's good. Oh, can you hear that? That's our pigeon up the chimney. Thank you.
But yeah, it's great that people have been inspired by seeing what we're doing and also seeing what Vivi's doing. And it was really bizarre that Vivi was thinking about doing a pond near her rhubarb and moving her rhubarb. And then we said at the same time, we're looking at expanding this little washing up bowl and taking out the rhubarb.
It's like a euphemism, that, moving her rhubarb. Oh, move your rhubarb.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, so many aspects of our lives correlate.
They do actually.
Yeah, they do. Spooky.
They
Spooky.
do.
I think that happens with friends.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
You get spooky coincidences. Lovely.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Yes.
So what's the difference between a synchronicity and a coincidence?
Well, in my mind, a synchronicity is something that is supposed to happen, where a coincidence is something that randomly happens.
But how do you know a synchronicity is supposed to happen?
Well, you don't.
What's that other word?
Bottom.
Synchronicity, and there's another word, isn't there, that means things going the right way together. Oh, what's that word? What is that word?
What is that word?
Oh.
And if you're shouting that word.
What does it mean? Oh.
We can't hear them shouting though.
I'm psychically trying to tune in. Oh, I can't remember what the word is.
What's it begin with? Does it end in itty?
No.
It doesn't end in itty.
Not fortuitous. It's kind of like
Funjanjan.
No.
Funjanjanity. Anyangying.
I don't know. Can't think what it is.
Oh dear.
I'm sure Vivi said it at some point. She's shouting it now.
Most probably.
Anyway, so yes,
Well,
good.
it does flare that.
What
light,
else
doesn't
did you
it?
want to say about
Yeah.
pond life?
I didn't really want to say anything else about pond life.
Good.
No, it's just a sort of.
Have any
it's
more
nice to
creatures
inspire.
come in?
Did you not watch my upload of yesterday of the little bit of water on the plot, the skanky bit of water on the plot?
Yes, I watched it, but I must have blinked at the wrong time.
There was a frog.
There was a frog. I know, I saw that. No, I mean in the washing up bowl.
Oh, there's
Has
been
anything else come in?
There was a frog the other day in the washing up bowl.
Anything more than that, Paul?
No, not yet. There was some
Small
pond
fish.
skaters. There's no small fish. There's no large fish. There isn't a whale in the washing up bowl either. That's not a fish. That's a mammal anyway.
Are they mammals?
They're mammals, whales.
Are they?
Yeah.
They've got boobs. Have they? I've never seen a whale boob.
Have you ever been underneath a whale?
Admittedly, no.
Well, there we are then.
I didn't know they were mammals.
And dolphins are as well, aren't they? But sharks aren't. Sharks are fish. And the killer whale is actually a dolphin. It's not a whale.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought they were orcas.
Yeah, orcas are dolphins.
I thought they were orca whales.
Yeah, but well, it's different names, isn't it?
I'm still reeling from the fact that whales have got tits.
So yeah, we did. There was something else. What was there the other day?
What?
There was something else in the. Oh no, the cats. The cats on our plot. We don't see a. There are quite a few cats on our site, or that visit our site, but because Fenella is around so much, they sort of keep themselves to themselves. But it's turned into a watering hole for cats. So when I went down the other day, the black and white cat we saw when Vivi was here was having a drink, and then there was a tabby having a drink the following day. So when I've been thinking, I wonder why that water is evaporating so quickly. I think it's also being drunk by foxes and things.
I hope they're not eating the creatures.
Well, I mean, if they're going to crunch on the snails, then crunch on the snails. I mean, it's wildlife.
Cats don't eat snails.
I think our cats would have had a go, wouldn't they? Yeah. They certainly had a sniff around them.
Anyway, what have we been watching on television this week, Paul?
Well, we
started a new show.
We did. Yes, we did.
Pose.
Loving it.
Great. Absolutely great show. Very. I mean, you could burst into tears several times per episode. That's the only problem with it.
I have. But from joy and sadness.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But it's set in the
80s.
It's set in the mid-80s.
During the
New
AIDS
York,
crisis.
and is just absolutely fabulous. It's about the ballroom scene in New York, which is obviously where a huge amount of the drag culture of today began.
Well, Well, they reference a lot of that scene, don't they?
Yeah, and it's the actors are fantastic. The story is amazing. I think the photography is superb. I'm just really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a good show. If you're into that scene, we are.
We have been binge watching, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Really binge watching, like 3 episodes a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Dark, we've still not finished because I was feeling a bit...
You were feeling a bit flat
and
a
I
bit
thought,
down.
I just can't go there. It's just too dark, which it is.
At that point.
Well, it's all dark. The whole thing is dark.
Well, it is really dark, yeah.
The whole mood of it is dark.
I suppose it's called dark for that reason.
Well, yeah, and I'm not dissing that at all. It's great. But it just wasn't suiting my mood.
So we will finish that.
Yeah.
And then we were slightly bereft when we found out that we'd watched all the episodes that Channel 5 was screening of The Golden Girls.
Yeah, they've stopped screening it. We're going to have to get our DVD collection out because we were really enjoying lunch every day with the Golden Girls. Sitting in the front room, sitting with our lunch on our laps, I know, like heathens, and watching the Golden Girls. Because we don't have a TV anywhere else in the house. I know people find that a little bit strange.
Why is that strange?
Because people have TVs in their kitchens, their bedrooms, all over their houses. We just have one in the front room, which is our television room.
We used to have another one. When we got the one we have now, which is many years ago, we
had one in the bedroom.
Kept the old one so that Dad could watch racing in the afternoon, because Dad would often go for a nap in the afternoon and would watch the racing, so he could watch the racing. But we only had one TV for many years.
And we did get rid of it because it was one of those old. It was a widescreen, one of the first widescreens that came out. But it was one of those huge ones with a big back, a cathode ray tube, CRT TV.
CRT.
Yeah. Whereas of course everything is flat now, isn't it? Flat and slim.
Yeah. Well, not me, but
No, me neither. But anyway,
we finished The Golden Girls and we started watching this Horizon program on Pluto, which actually was really interesting.
It was. It was
quite fascinating. There was some presenting styles that I didn't particularly like. So some of the experts were talking to each other and explaining what was happening to the other expert, and you just thought, no, explain it to us because that expert knows. You don't need to explain it to him or her, just explain it to us. I don't like that presenting style where they're sort of chatty and talking between each other.
They might not like your presenting style.
I'm sure they most probably don't, no. So we watched that, and one other thing that we watched was a journey down the West Kennet and Avon Canal.
Oh, yes.
From Bristol.
What was it called? It was quite an old programme. It was from 2015. All Aboard the Canal Trip.
Yeah, All Aboard the Canal Trip, yeah.
Absolutely. Unedited footage, 2 hours long. Just literally a camera on a canal boat going along the canal.
Yeah.
We watched it in 2 halves, didn't we?
We watched it in three parts.
3 parts.
It was a 2-hour programme. We watched it in 3 parts. There were lots of ducks. There were a few coots. There were some swans.
Incredibly relaxing.
It was nice. And then they sort of, when they got to certain bits, they told you about what was happening, what had happened in the olden days, if you like, on the canal. And a little bit of no spoken word.
No
it
narration.
Was just typed on the screen. And it was really, really good. Yeah.
I think it was the part of the season that the BBC did back then. I think it was called Slow TV or something. I think the BBC coined that phrase.
Well, I doubt they did. They mostly nicked it.
No, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They did that.
When did they do that?
2015.
Right, okay. Well, the Slow Food Network was way before that.
Slow food?
Yeah.
I don't remember Slow Food.
We've got fast food, and then you've got slow food.
Oh, here we go. Splitting hairs again, Paul.
But it was really enjoyable. And there was one sunken one, wasn't there? Sunken canal boat. It looked quite odd, didn't it? You've just been thinking about it. Have you forgotten that?
No, I'm frightened though now.
Yeah, he's frightened. We're thinking about going on a canal boat.
To find it frightening. Locks. I hate locks. I can't bear locks. I think I was, perhaps in a previous life, was maybe a worker on the canal.
A navvy.
And I was killed in a lock.
Oh, we could write a mystery book about that.
I do. No, I do.
I didn't realise that navvies were horticultural labourers that went and worked on industrial projects.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. Yeah. I mean, that's what the BBC said, so it must be true.
I'm sure. So there we go. That was fun. So if you'd like to watch that programme, it's available on BBC iPlayer. That's BBC iPlayer. Only in this country, though, I think. Isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe it's on BritBox or something elsewhere or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go and find it. It's fun.
What was it? All Aboard the Canal Trip?
All Aboard the Canal Trip. There's All Aboard the Country Bus
We
as well,
loved All Aboard the Country Bus.
which was good.
It was good because there were little sort of bits of mumbling of the passengers
And
in
there
the
were people
background.
getting on and
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And
We
stuff
enjoyed
like
that. Sheep! Lots of sheep. Yeah.
Lovely.
That was. I had a really lovely canal trip when I was 11. It was my first ever visit to London with Mum and Dad. And we went from Maida Vale to Camden Town on a canal boat. It was you pay your money and it was a canal boat trip for that whole thing.
This is in London.
In London, yeah. My first visit to London. Did I say that?
Did you? I don't know.
I think I said that, but maybe I didn't. So, and it was lovely because it goes around the back of Regent's Park Zoo and things like that. It was gorgeous. And the wonderful thing that I remember is the music that was being played was all Acabilk. And Dad loved Acabilk. Dad loved jazz and he loved Acabilk. So it was just the perfect canal ride for Dad.
What was
and
that
I
one that
remember it so well.
Acabilk did? What was it called? That famous one? It's Stranger on the Shore or something.
I think he did so many.
Oh, Paul, there's one that he's very well known for. Honestly,
Well,
I think it's Stranger
Google it.
on the Shore.
I think
something.
Stranger on the Shore, you're right,
That
yeah.
very sad, emotive piece that sort of just... Isn't it strange how music can
Move you.
yeah. And how the different chords all have a sort of
Resonance in your body.
feeling around them. You know, the difference between major and minor chords and all the other different chords that you get. It's quite fascinating, isn't it, really? How it just... Oh, it sounds like it's laying an egg, that pigeon, now. Don't lay the egg down the chimney. It is interesting, isn't it? Lovely. So that was your first canal trip.
It was my first canal
Lovely.
trip, and we did exactly the same thing the following year when we came to London.
Did you?
And that is
Did
actually
they not play Acabilk that time?
They didn't play Acabilk that time. No, it was a different boat trip.
Oh, lovely.
Did we? Oh, no, we were going to try and go on we went. Oh, yes, we went on a riverboat trip as well from Westminster Pier. We did that, and that was lovely. Gosh, I remember that. We went all the way down to Greenwich, and Greenwich Maritime Museum, and then obviously all the way back up. Yeah, I've just remembered that, and that was it. HMS Belfast is moored there. We went past that. Gosh, that's taking me back. I was about 12.
I think that pigeon's just done a poo down the chimney.
Have you taken the? Yeah, you have. You've taken
I
the
heard
board
a
out.
splat. Dirty birdie.
Dirty birdie.
My first trip on a body of water, was the Norfolk Broads.
Was it?
When I was I must have been about 5 or 6. And I can remember it. And I can remember my Uncle Les taking me into a windmill and being absolutely terrified.
Windmills?
I was terrified inside because it had all the
machinery.
And it was big, very big. And I was terrified.
When we've been watching things like Escape to the Country and things like that, and they go, and this is a old watermill, and you go inside and there's a huge watermill wheel on the wall.
No, not in my house. No.
He hates that.
I hate that. I big machinery, big wooden machinery, water wheels, cogs. I mean, we went to that one in Anglesey, that windmill, and that I was fine.
But that
because it was very light.
It was very
There was
light.
lots of light coming in. It was very clean and white, whereas the windmill on the Norfolk Broads was dark and...
Well, I assume the one we went to see in Anglesey was a flour mill.
Yeah.
And I assume the one you saw...
That was a pump.
It was a pumping mill.
Yeah.
So, obviously, if you've got a flour mill, there's all of the tiny bits of flour that sort of dress the whole area of the
Well, no,
milling.
but there were windows, Paul.
No, I know, but it also brightens things, and that was part of the problem with flour mills, because they're so combustible. Fire.
We're not talking about that, are we?
I was just waffling on.
Yeah, like you do.
So going back to your watermill on the Norfolk Broads.
That's the Norfolk Broads.
Why don't we go on the Norfolk Broads?
I would like that.
Can we go on a canal boat on the Norfolk Broads?
Though they have sort of cruises.
Oh, quite a lot of those in Soho as well.
There are pubs, it's all very flat and lots of reeds and wildlife and gorgeous big skies.
Oh, that sounds quite fun. Are there locks?
No, that's the good thing. There's no locks.
Oh.
You don't have to do anything other than drive around, drink and eat.
Oh, that sounds quite fun, actually. Maybe we do that next year.
I'd quite like that.
Yeah. Maybe next year. I'm sure it'll still be some type of COVID thing next year. At some
COVID?
Point.
You're calling it COVID now,
COVID-19.
COVID.
COVID-19.
Okay, so that's lovely.
You've got some footage, haven't you?
Of
you on the Norfolk Broads?
There is cine film.
Yeah.
I think my dad's got it. My sisters have got it, yeah.
You need
me
to,
when I was 5 or 6.
Bless.
Wearing a little yellow thing.
Life jacket
and a little sailor's hat. Yeah.
Is that why you like this? Because it reminds you of a life jacket?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, we kind of went, I think we went a couple of times.
Well, there's different footage, definitely.
I think. I'm not sure. And it's all very, early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, faded film, faded photos. I don't think I've got any photos. I think I've given them to my sister. Anyway, that's it. Let's move on. So that's it, Paul. You wanted to talk about the community gardens and the kids growing club.
Yeah, we've got a local primary school which has had a really successful kids growing club over a number of years, and as with all things, this school got quite a lot of funding to put a particular garden in on its premises. But oddly enough, they've stopped the gardening club. Don't quite get that, but hey, I'm not one of the parents, obviously.
They got money for it and they've stopped it.
They got a lot of money to build this new garden, but they seem to have stopped the gardening club, or certainly the gardening club that was very much sort of around wildlife and that type of thing. They had wildlife pond and things like that. So we're discussing doing that at the community gardens, which I think will be absolutely great, because there's additional space that's become available there because we've cut back other brambles and things, and we're going to start a gardening club there. And even though I'm not going to be involved in it, I know there's sort of people who are, and I'm really pleased, but I'm going to be putting the proposal together for the submission of funding for that. It won't be that much money to get it going, but I really love that idea.
Good. I'm so pleased. Excellent.
Well, if you can get people growing early on, I think that's really good.
Yeah, and children can, from an early age, discover whether they actually like gardening or not.
Yeah, like you did.
Yes, I did. My parents weren't gardeners.
No.
We cut the grass. That was it.
Well, you didn't have a particularly big garden.
Well, we had a reasonable sized garden when I was a small child, and I was given a small area to do some gardening in. But I can always remember that I don't think I was maybe encouraged in the right way.
Yeah,
I don't
possibly
know.
not.
Because whatever I planted died, probably because I didn't water it or look after it whatsoever. I think I was led to believe that you plant things and they just grow and that's it.
Well, you see, I think
But my
that's...
grandparents, both sets of grandparents, grew stuff, I think. Yeah.
In Guernsey, most people did. I mean, my mum's aunt and uncle, they had areas of fields that they grew food in. They grew their own food, but also potatoes and things that were obviously sold. Uncle Len, obviously, he was in charge of a vinery and used to do a lot of commercial growing, but Auntie Phil used to do a lot of vegetable growing outside their house. Dad was always into vegetable growing and pristine lawns and lovely flower borders, and Mum was as well. So I think I grew up really encouraged to do it, and I just remembered a pea and courgette rice dish I made when I was about 10. From the courgettes and peas came from a plot of land Dad gave me in our garden. And I grew those peas, and they were ambassador peas, and the courgette was called green zucchini, which of course now is just ridiculous because zucchini is the American word for courgette. So yeah. Oh,
Lovely.
yeah, happy things. Oh, and we put thyme and parsley in with the rice as well. That's one of the few rice dishes I think I ever saw Dad eat, because Dad believed that rice was for rice puddings. It wasn't really, it wasn't savoury. It was for rice puddings. I think that's one of the few things that.
Lovely. So that's it.
It's got quite blustery out there now.
That's it for another Sunday chat.
Sunday chat!
And
or maybe it's Sunday chat.
Sunday chat. So that's it. We hope you're all very well. And thank you, bloody thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah. Like next week. Oh, no. Oh.
What?
No, nothing. No. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Good.
Because then I'll waffle.
Don't say it, Paul.
No, I won't. What was the woodpecker called in Bagpuss?
Professor Yaffle.
Yaffle. That's it. Oh, look.
That's a bloody delivery, Paul. Go and get it.
Hello.
Oh, that's nice. When you want a cup of coffee, let me know, huh?
Yeah, we may see you later.
Should I get something nibble?
Yeah.
We'll take something over.
Yeah, we'll bring something.
We'll bring something.
Yeah.
That was our friend from down the road. We're going to see her later for nibbles. We're going to take something along, so she doesn't have to cook. So
What we're gonna
that's
take
it.
along?
I don't know. We'll just whip something up. We'll
Egg
whip
whites.
something up.
Egg whites.
And I can't make a cake because we've got no caster sugar.
You can't make a cake because we've got normal sugar, haven't we?
No, because you used it all.
No, because I used it all. There's a shop. There's a modern convenience sort of thing called a shop.
No, I'm not going to the shop.
I might pop to the shop.
So
You could make a courgette cake.
I don't think so. Cakes are made with sugar, butter and flour and eggs.
And eggs, yes, and eggs. Got pizza in the freezer.
So that's it. Thank you, bloody thank you. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Wave, Paul. Bye.
Are you going to say toodaloo? Bye. Toodaloo.